Do you know what I forgot? Coffee.
Oh no.
Oh no, terrible.
Where's your coffee?
I mean, especially, do you know what time of year it is? Pumpkin spice
PSL,
time.
baby.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello. Welcome to Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. We're doing it live. We're in person on the internet live. That's like in person anymore. Just in 2023. We're just in person. Today we're painting up Dr. Octopus from the Earth's Mightiest core set. Super excited for this sculpt. I'm super excited to paint this one. He's so cool looking. Quite the update, quite the glow up, as the kids are saying. From the first core box, Doc Ock. Is he better than the rivals, Doc Ock? I don't know. I think they rival each other. So I don't know exactly what I don't know exactly what colors I'm going to paint today. I don't think I want to do traditional yellow green in the jacket, so I think we'll just make it up. We'll start with the skin. We'll take some suggestions from chat, and we'll just make it up. Maybe it's black. Maybe it's black costume. Black and
Fire
red.
up those typing fingers with your favorite colors.
Yeah, your favorite colors.
I choose puce.
I think a lot of people always say purple. They're like, paint it purple. And they're like, ain't that wacky? And then I'm like, no, actually, that's really cool. Check this out.
What about magenta?
Magenta is one of my favorite colors.
I know.
Color magenta.
Listen, I know who you are.
I got magenta pulled out. But first, we're going to start with his meat parts. So I'm going to I made up just a mix, just a flesh color. Superior Spider-Man colors, I like that. It's got this little jowl thing going on. We have a couple of the Earth's Mightiest core set characters coming for paint streams. I'm curious what everybody's most anticipated one to paint would be. I think mine is Ultron bots. Or maybe the Captain Marvel.
I'm very excited to paint binary Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that one I think was sculpted by Javier, if I remember correctly. Or wait, it might have been Dave Kidd, actually. I'm not sure if Marco is listening. New Widow, yeah. Since the Spider-Foes affiliation pack has been shown, is it okay to ask if there's a new way to buy Carnage? I think Carnage just comes in his own pack, right? You can ask questions. Can we answer it? The Mightiest Widow is dope. Oh, I like Mightiest Widow.
I do like that.
Just Earth's Mightiest Widow.
No big.
It's just true. I need some glazed medium. Boop. Gonna add a little green to my flesh tone. Oh, we want to do red first. I like red first. Make a flesh tone, add a little red to it for a shadow. We've done this a million times, kids. You know the routine. Bring that light just a little bit this way. I do like Mightiest Widow. I'm real excited for Ultron. I have a partially painted Ultron. The one you see in the trailer is like half painted. I'm like, I'm just gonna finish that now.
That was a pretty cool couple of days though, when we got to shoot that trailer and really see everything like come to life.
Yeah.
And we worked with someone new that we hadn't worked with before, and they just did a really stellar job with that.
I did. Do you want to give credit?
Yeah. Their name is Jags Knee, and they do a lot of game industry trailers and things like that. And I'm sure we'll be working with them on some future stuff as well.
Yeah, you did super good. Really like that trailer. I want to do yellow and black, I think. I want to do yellow and black. I want a little more darkly sinister. Maybe we'll put a little green in the black. But I think I want to do yellow and black. I think that's going to look really sharp. Something different. His big wheel coming soon. We can't talk about anything in the future. I'm so sorry. Rules is rules.
But you can come to Mini Stravaganza. We just put up our schedule, and there will be lots of time to talk about all sorts of new stuff for MCP then, which is very exciting.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the schedule for me, Strav, you should check that out. Will there be any spare alternative bits in the new core box? What do you mean by spare and alternative bits? There's definitely head options for Captain Marvel. I don't think anybody else has optional builds that off the top of my head that I can remember, but that doesn't mean I just don't remember. You know how many miniatures are in my head?
At all times.
Just constantly. Just how many projects I'm tracking? Like,
I always think of that Galadriel quote where she's like, I have seen many things that, have been and are yet to come to pass.
Yet to come to pass. So many things yet to come to pass.
It's true.
I was working on things yet to come to pass this morning for Legion. I think black science gloves. The gloves of science are always protecting you. We're gonna we've snuck a little green there. I made like a wash of black and green, and I'm just sneaking a little more green in there to kind of pay homage. Now we want to go to that green flesh tone, goes over top of the red flesh tone. Green and red make brown. This adds a little bit of life to the flesh. Makes it more realistic. I'm going to use my second brush to clean it up. A little more black. Don't need it to be a wash this time. Get up in this nook and cranny up by his neck. Always tricky on camera. This is the part where I'd be flipping the miniature upside down, over, inside out. Everything about the new Doc Ock is all I wanted and more for him. Excited for a Shatterpoint training stream so I can use what I learned to build my still on this. Oh, I'm going to do something wacky. Is it wacky? I don't know. I was afraid I'm going to oversell it. Look how wacky it is. It's not that wacky. I'm thinking brown trench coat, although a white lab coat is kind of funny and interesting. Like I can imagine the story, right? Like he's doing science. He knows he's doing wrong. Spider-Man rolls up.
And then it's just time to tussle.
It's time to tussle. They've been fighting for a little bit. Spider-Man's like down on the ground. He's like, you know, the mask is ripped and he's a little beat up. And he's like, I don't want to do this, Doc. I don't want to do this. And Doc goes, but I do. And he pulls out the test tube, right? And like, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It could be a big explosion. Maybe he mutates. Maybe he sends out like a crazy chemical that like neutralizes spider powers. Like, I've always imagined this moment like in the middle of the fight, Peter's up against the wall and Doc is like, I'm not done. I've not even started. And he gets ready to, that drop of whatever's in that beaker is about to drop in that vial and something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah. There's also the idea that, you know, he's in the middle of the experiment and he's just frustrated that he doesn't have time to finish it, so he finds a moment during the fight to
finally, yeah.
Finally.
I was doing the work. This kid comes in, interrupts me. I'm going to finish it because I finally got him off me for a second. Spider-Man's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Doc Ock is like, bro, I need like 5 minutes and I'm gonna cure all the ills of society.
This is a very time-sensitive experiment.
It is. You don't know, right? Like, you don't know how time-sensitive it is. Could be terribly time-sensitive. Power of Sun would have been a great name for Ox Beam. We go through lots of different name options. There's L. L Fire Spray lurking in the background. What's up?
What's up, L?
Mix the green and red together, make a dark tone. For the tiniest little shadows. Okay, let's go back to our black. Little touch of green. Start building in shadows. In the dark green black suit. I still haven't finished my crossbones that I started on stream. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been busy. Not have much time to paint. And that's okay. Sometimes you don't get time to paint. Try to do a little bit every day, but that's not always possible.
The dream is, of course, when you hit that sweet spot when you can have a dedicated hobby spot so that you can always be, you know, most of the way set up. we can just pop in for a little bit.
I have spent my entire life working to the point where I have designated hobby spots everywhere I live. It's the one thing I get. It's the one thing I will not compromise. I will always have a designated hobby spot. It's just vital to me in general, outside of work. It's what I do. It's my hobby. It's my chill time. I mean, I play video games too, but play games. But painting is what I do, and so I've been fortunate to be able to, for the past multiple years, majority of my adult life, to maintain a dedicated hobby space. But an hour a day will change your life. 15 minutes is still good though. If you can just get 15 minutes in to stay up to date on how you paint, stay crisp and refreshed in your head, just get a little done. You'll have your stuff painted in no time. So I try to give it a little time every day. Such a relaxing hobby that like really gets to get into creativity and being able to like express yourself in ways other hobbies can't, which is always interesting. So I like to make sure I get my time in. Let's do a brown coat. I waffled long enough. I waffled long enough. Need to make like a dusty brown. I'm gonna use this golden yellow from Monument and some warm brown from Monument. Painting Cosmic Ghost Rider to the soothing sounds of Dallas Camp. Does the new core set have newly designed bases? The core set has the same design bases. They have been slightly updated to be more hobby friendly. So they have, when you get the new Earth's Mightiest box, you'll notice that the some of the raised parts, like especially on the metal grate, has been recessed or made more even to the. That's not the color I want at all. A little something in there. Hang on, I'm thinking here. How do I want to make this color? Need a warmer tone to fit in there. Oh, maybe a little orange? No. See, now I'm thinking. Not gold for sure. My. So like the little metal grate has been pushed down to make it easier to glue miniatures to. One of the curbs has been pushed down. We also took the opportunity for the larger bases, like one of the larger bases had the manhole cover kind of like a little raised. We pushed that down, just make it a little easier for, especially for somebody who wants to do custom bases or do some decorative bases. Our bases are more flat now, so they're a little more, well, they're actually very much just a blank base. If you think about it, they're just a blank base. So you can throw whatever you want on top of it. Plasticard, ballast, pumice, all that good stuff, so you can hobby up your bases. But as for new designs, there are not new designs. Yeah, it's way easier to cover actually. So having that, I consider all bases blank anyways, because from a hobbyist standpoint, like you can do whatever you want. You can cover a base. We've done videos on that where we've taken the MCP bases and made them new, right? Where we like add some ballast or some terrain, or we've done some cosmic doodads, or just by painting them different, you get a different look. They're good. If you don't want the design on them, that's fine. If you want the design on them, great, they're there for you. I think that's super important. You can see here I've even added some pumice to this base to kind of blend the elements together that come sculpted and kind of create a more unique look for my Doc Ock, because this is my Doc Ock. Just going to do a little leather coat here. Just a nice brown color. Same few curve designs are starting to get rather repetitive, just a few more variation. Yeah, you can totally add variation. That's why I added a little bit of rubble there. Makes them distinct and unique. Little hobby goes a long, long way. Maybe in the future we'll add more designs. Don't know. But I think they provide a lot of potential and possibility. And maybe you're like, well, I've never done that. Well, that's a great opportunity to learn. Pushing, growing, adapting. Wonderful human traits.
The great thing about, I think, about the Earth's Mightiest core set is that it gives everybody, it can be met by everybody at their level to push them forward. And for some people, having those bases and painting the bases as is, like that's their learning experience. And for other folks, it's putting a little more hobby elbow grease into it, making them more unique. So it just depends on the person.
So much potential in the hobby. I did some space bases out of the MCP bases a while back. Maybe we should go back and revisit that sometime.
Honestly, it's never a bad thing to go back to some of these lessons and go at them again.
Yeah. Four years in med school just to be called Mr. Octopus. Excuse me, is there a doctor in the house? I'm a doctor. Of octopi. But not apple pie. Let's add some dark colors to our lilac colors. Making it dark now, that's what we do now. Should add highlights first. Oh, we got bone out. Bone in yellow. Perfect. Bone and yellow. Mix it together. Scritches. Like if that's something people would be interested in, you should let me know. Should we do a stream about making your bases unique? How do you make your bases unique? Dr. Octopus, Dr. Octopus, he's like in the air with a... I can't remember what it's called. A beaker? That doesn't rhyme. It's terrible.
A flask?
It just still doesn't work with the song.
Well, I don't know what are you trying to rhyme with?
I don't know. I don't remember what I was saying now. A vial of science.
What rhymes with science? Reliance, defiance.
Compliance.
There's a lot of places to go from there. Get off beaker.
There are some amazing scale bricks in the world that I use for my MCP as well. I love throwing like little chunks of bricks on bases. My gray and black Thanos I painted on stream had some little scale bricks. I think I did something else that had little scale bricks. Oh, I think it was my black suit Spider-Man. Had some little scale bricks. Wonderful, wonderful little tools. Just, it takes so little, honestly, to like make bases your own. It takes so little. It just takes a little hobby. And, you know, that's the core function of a hobby miniatures game, is just a little hobby. So just taking a little hobby and you can make a really unique, fun base for yourself. It makes it stand out at that game store, that game club you play at, or maybe online if you're posting your miniatures. Really show off to your friends. That's what it's about. Little highlight on the skin, that's what we're gonna begin. It's gotta have a little glow in that. I'm sure with all that science, he's taking a moment to make a really wonderful face cream. I mean, right?
Skincare isn't a joke, Dallas.
It's not a joke. I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. I take care of my skin. I put lotion on my noggin and my face.
You know Doc Ock's rocking that Tatcha water cream like the beauty YouTubers.
Yeah. I recently did a wonderful foot bath. Oh, it was just great. Gotta take care of yourself. I mean, honestly, if they really want to know what's in the pipeline, they'll join us for Mini Extravaganza. We're going to talk about the roadmap for Shatterpoint and Legion and Marvel Crisis Protocol. Talk about what's coming. It's going to be dope. It's going to be so dope. We're going to paint some cool things. We're going to have devs talking about stuff. It's going to be September 14, 15, and 16. That's 3 whole days. What are you going to do with 3 days of me and shit?
I mean, I think it'll be pretty cool considering this year we're really focusing on giving you guys content, you know, you can only get from us, which means like more dev insight, which is something people have been asking for a while. Like clear communication on like roadmaps. We've really, you know, pulled the entire team together to try to give you a lot of value and fun at the same time. And so I know everyone is really looking forward to getting to it and sharing the secrets. So many secrets.
So many.
And for BG who won't be there to watch, that is okay because the VODs will go up on YouTube. So folks will be able to watch afterwards. And we are going to be hopefully putting together bullet points for people who don't have time to watch the full roadmap panels so that after those go live, folks will be able to easily see and share the information about what was discussed. So that's something we've been trying to implement more of, and you'll definitely see at Mini-Strav.
Yeah, a lot of stuff we talk about is things in the works, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. You know? We'd rather not say when and get it right than say when and get it wrong because we were stuck to a time. Let's shade the jacket. Just doing like real fakey, non-important blending. Just letting that brown stretch over there. Mm-mm.
I can speak to the website question.
I sure wasn't.
I can. We are still planning on putting it out. It will miss the end of the month by a few days, but I'm not going to put an exact date on it. We have someone who is out of the office who is a key person for that, and when they're back, we will make sure it gets out. We're very excited about it. Seriously, like, we're very, very excited about it.
We're not ignoring it on purpose. A lot of ins and outs, right?
Yeah, sometimes even to the best of our estimations, we don't count for something like someone's vacation.
or worse things. Not
Yeah.
saying it is worse things, but
Yeah.
like there's sometimes worse things happening that stops the process.
Yeah.
This is a friendly reminder. You don't always know what's going on, and it could be worse than you think. Being mindful, that's very important, isn't it? A little bit of this color. Add a little black to that brown. Okay, let's put a little bit of dark brown, a little bit of that yellow color together. Makes a nice shade to this yellow. A little brown, especially a rich brown. I'm sure Das has met some celebrities during her. I don't kiss and tell. I don't name drop. Not a name dropper. I focus on making little miniatures. That's what's important. Teaching people how to paint those little miniatures. Bright yellow to highlight? Heck yeah. Just right across his tongue. I need a little titanium white to go into this too, I think. and be painting anything during Mini Extravaganza?
I will be on the 1s and 2s during Mini Extravaganza, so I don't think I'll be out painting during the show this year.
Anne's running it basically, right?
Yeah, I'm the point person.
The
for
behind the
Mini Strav.
scenes magic.
So I love painting, but this is my time to support a show, which is also something I love.
Darken up those blacks. Those black greens. It's pure black. I'm using like an artist black.
Yeah, Dallas, Lancelot brings up that they're excited for the painting ice versus diamond panel, and I'm wondering if you have any thoughts to share about how you thought about programming the paint streams this year.
Whoa, yeah. So we have several paint streams. Schick is doing a few. I'm doing a few. I believe Simone might even pop in for one, which will be exciting. I'm not going to tell you which one, but if you know Simone, you'll figure it out. Kind of very first thing I do when I think about like what classes I want to present, like even if I was going to a convention and teaching classes, right? I want to think about like, well, what is it that I'm going to bring that somebody else doesn't bring? It's an important philosophical discussion. And I had just finished Emma Frost recently and was looking at the Iceman miniature and looking at how it got painted in the studio. And I started thinking about like, well, how would I paint Iceman? Because like when we got the painted Emma Frost, I was like, okay, I like what the artist did here, but how would I do it? And so when I painted mine, I approached it very differently. And so it's interesting to kind of think about like think about that from a perspective of having both in hindsight. And people can very easily like paint them the exact same, right? Like I use some blues and some whites, and that's fair. But what I really wanted to get into is just like for diamond is clear and much more translucent. Ice, especially like the way Bobby Drake is presented, is more blue. But how can we add color to that? So like purples and shimmers and stuff like that. So they become two very different approaches, and so I just wanted to present the way my brain thinks about it. But like that's all the paint streams. Like we have some white armor, and I'm going to paint them very differently. We have a terrain one it's just a different approach, right? It's like just providing a different approach or thought process to the miniature. I think is very interesting for us to explore as a group, right? A group. We're just travelers of the painting ocean on a journey of discovery. If you look on the MCP Facebook group, I have a painted Emma Frost on there. So you can literally go look right now and see what I did. And I will be talking about how I approach that on the stream at Mini Extravaganza. And as with all art, there's no wrong way. This is just how I did it, and hopefully you find some use in that. Some inspiration. The evaluation of the process. Adding a little white to the yellow. It's very tabletop-y. Yeah, the Emma Frost I did is much more, it's a very pale approach. It's got very, very distinct light hits of color, but it's a very pale approach. And that was important for me. To create that, like, it's almost whites. But there's all these, like, if you look at the paint job, I think you can see it in the pictures on Facebook. If you look at the paint job, it's very there's like blues and greens and magentas and yellows and all these colors, but they're just barely there. And it's thinking about like how, and then making sure, the big thing is being able to make sure you can highlight it. I'm talking too much about this. Y'all tricked me. Gotta save that for Mini Extravaganza. That was rude.
This is just a taste of the kind of insights and lessons you'll receive.
Yeah. That's like an hour and a half stream, I think.
Yeah, the other thing we've done is we've noticed that, these, in our weekly streams, we aren't able usually to give more than an hour just based on all of our other responsibilities here. And so, but we noticed that Dallas and Chick, when they're painting, like really could always use like 5 to 10 more minutes to get it where they'd want to end up or finish teaching what they wanted to teach. And so we talked about making the paint streams 90 minutes long, so that they have the time to chat with you guys and to really give, a full lesson on what they want to teach with a particular panel, and make sure that you guys are able to get something out of it and that the miniature gets where they want it to go by the end of it.
I mean, I'll always paint for 2 hours.
Yeah, we got to be careful with you. If we just give you all the time in the world, you'll take it.
I mean, I love teaching, and I love painting.
Well, then I think you're in the right spot, Dallas.
I mean, right now it's a little hot in this room, which is weird. It's actually nice today. Oh, Don't think it's nice like you think it's nice, by the way. It's nice.
Seattle nice.
It's Seattle nice, yeah.
For people who like a cozy rainy day and a PSL.
Ooh, it's 60 degrees and it's overcast and drizzly. Yay.
Hoodie weather.
I love hoodie weather.
Is that a magenta, Dallas? I see.
Yeah, it's Pro Acryls. It's called magenta. I think it's more of a pink in my eyes.
Mm.
But I have a very distinct, if you're calling something magenta, I want it magenta. But I think this is a fair analysis of said magenta. It's definitely more of a pink.
That pink really pops against the black and yellow and the leather color.
Yeah, I think this is going to be real zazzy when we finish it up. Which we're not going to do today. I think I probably could have done a whole hour on painting the glass. It's a very retractive paint process for me. I kind of do it backwards. I kind of put the color in, and then you want to think about where the light's coming in. And you got to block out the color, and then you got to put in more color, and then you got to remove some color, and you got to highlight it, and then you got to do it 2 times because you got the empty section of the bottle and the not empty section. It's so much. It's so much to think about. And because he's doing magenta science, I'm going to have magenta reflecting in his goggles. What's next? I still got to finish the jacket. I still got to finish the belt. I still got to finish the boots. Still got to dark line all this costume. He's got these designs in it. So all those need to be blocked out. What I really need to do is replace this brush. Great googly moogly. I think I've been saying for like 3 weeks I'm going to change this brush. And I keep not doing it.
That does sound familiar.
I'm pretty sure I've said it. I think I want a little 5 o'clock shadow on him too. All right, what's your questions? You got 5 minutes. Make sure you ask ones I can answer. An unanswerable question is not a question at all. A little gray mixed into the black. Start highlighting the boots. Because I want the boots to be black, black. Well, there's a group of people that work on the topics. Like Schick picks his paint classes, I pick my paint classes, and then the topics are discussed by like Schick, Simone, and marketing, so we know what to talk about. Usually a big group conversation, right?
Yeah, there's no like one person who gets to determine it all. Like there's certainly certain people who, get to make the final call on like certain types of
That's
panels.
his
Like
life.
I would never say, Dallas, here's everything you're gonna paint, but Dallas will tell us, how he wants to program certain things, and then we'll work to, find the best way to do that together.
And provide input.
Yeah. And then, sometimes I'll, just to get the ball rolling, like come up with a bunch of, ideas for types of panels we could do that are different than things we've done in the past or something like that. And then I'm not really doing that because I think those should be the panels, but sometimes it's easier for everybody to ideate if they have a starting spot, right? And then they know, well, yeah, that does seem good, but we would have to do it this way, or actually, I don't think that sounds good at all. We definitely don't want to do that, but it has given me an idea of this other thing we can do. So it's always a conversation, and it's a huge team effort, to be honest, between, every department to get ready for.
Everything about art and creating stuff is all about iteration. And iteration is super important. Like, here's an idea. If you think the first thing that spouts out of your mouth is the best version of it, I mean, first off, you should be a quadrillionaire. But like, it takes iteration to build stuff. Okay, that's a good idea. I like where it's going. What if we add this, or what if we subtract this? Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? What if we just did this instead? Oh, that's way good, right? It's like iteration is so vital. He's so close but so far away. Got so much to do still to get this Dr. Octopus on the table to play. Look, I had a sentence, I had to get it out. And
No, I thought it was great. You stuck the landing for sure.
what's it called? What's it called? Man, I ask this of Josh all the time when the radio DJ is talking over the intro of the song and then hits the. Is it the post? Can't remember what it's called. Like you're talking over the song, the intro of the song, blah 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 blah, and then right before the vocals start, you finish what you're saying. It's called hitting the. I think it's called hitting the post.
Maybe. I have no idea. That's beyond my ken.
Man, this is going to drive me crazy. I'm going to ask Josh about it, and he's going to be like, how do you always forget this? And I'll be like, I don't know. Is it the post? I always forget. You got to hit the post. I used to have a friend that worked in radio, and I got to go on the radio sometimes. Oh, it was so fun.
Now, Mr. Dallas, we are at 2 p.m.
Oh, all right. Let me paint this black line on. You got a few seconds to get your
You
questions
got
in.
this.
I just want to put the black line on because I missed those and it's driving me crazy. I think it's not bad for a short amount of time. I like the darker black or green. I like the. I still need to work the jacket. I need to work the. I mean, obviously the tentacles haven't been touched, and then finish the hair, and then do the science. I gotta do the science, and then knock out the magenta inside the bottles, and then maybe do like a little. I want to do like a reflection of it, the magenta in his goggles. So I threw that little bit of magenta in there just to like start letting me think about the colors. But overall, not bad for an hour paint job. We'll get it done. He'll be done soon. Maybe this weekend. Maybe I'll try to finish him this weekend. All right, you ready? Thumbs up. All right. Remember, every Tuesday and Wednesday here at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can check us out on Twitch. It's called Mini Extravaganza. It's not. It's Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. That's 1 p.m. Look, I got everything on my head. There's a lot to think about, a lot of ins and outs.
You're killing it.
Nailing it. 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then for all the latest news, information, and announcements coming from Atomic Mass Games, everything we can talk about and everything we will talk about, check us out on Twitter and our Instagram. That's where we post stuff. And then Mini Extravaganza is coming September 14th, 15th, 16th. It's 3 days of non-stop thrill ride, edge of your seat. You'll buy the whole seat, but only need the edge. Excitement for Mini Extravaganza, so check that out. Join us. It'll be here on Twitch, and then we'll put it up on VOD. So until tomorrow, because I'll be back tomorrow. Chick's on vacation. Man, what's that like? Must be nice. I'm just joking. Must be nice. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I'm just going to get in trouble.